Hi, everybody. Diane A. Ross here. And today I want to talk about fear. Because when we think about having difficult conversations or dealing with conflict or dealing with like unpleasant people who, make these comments or twist around what we've said, and we think about going into that meeting with them, we feel paralyzed. We feel fear and we want to run to the hills. And it's natural, it's normal. And nobody said conflict is fun or difficult conversations are fun, but our fear is often so much of what we built up in our own mind. We've really just taken it and we've, thought about all the worst case scenarios and we built it up to be this like big, nasty, horrible thing. And I love the quote from Zig Ziglar: fear is false events appearing real. And it's such a reminder. And we all have our little areas. So I want to share with you one of my biggest fears, which is driving in icy or snowy conditions. And I have good reason for it. When I was 16 years old, I was involved in a very bad car accident. We hit black ice driving up to Whistler Mountain. We went off the side of the road, hit the meridian, went down, I don't know, seemed like 100 feet, but I think it was about 30 feet into a ravine, landed on a huge rock in a creek. And it was a very traumatic event. And ever since then, I was pretty much convinced that, even though I wasn't even the driver, that I, first of all, wasn't a good driver, and that the ice and snow meant, it was so dangerous and it was something that I couldn't do. And I've been convinced of this. In fact, so much convinced that there's some roads I won't even drive on. I've only driven that road to Whistler twice, and both times I thought I was going to have a nervous breakdown. And it was all in my head. And it was all up here. So recently I decided, okay, I need to take some of my own advice with difficult conversations and apply it to another part of my life and overcome this fear. So I signed up for a winter driving course, and it was kind of fun because it was a Mercedes course. You got to drive Mercedes, but I was petrified. I was nervous for 2 days before I got there. And as soon as we got into the class, I said to the instructor, well, I've had this bad car accident. I'm terrified. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the skidding part of it. I'm not sure about that. And I was just coming up with all these excuses and reasons and all the rest of it. And he was such a great guy. He just said, you know what, Diane, you're going to be okay. You're going to be able to do this. We're here for you. You're safe. It's fine. And so it was so interesting. I definitely was self-conscious that I was, the least confident driver. But as the day progressed and I started to relax, because apparently I was like gripping the steering wheel, and said, okay, instead of just convincing myself that this is going to be this is going to be terrible, you're going to be okay. They're not going to let you die here, Diane. It's going to be okay. And although I couldn't go in the car by myself when we did the skidding exercise, they had us driving around in this little circle in a very fast car, get fishtailing it in this extremely like slippery slime they put down. I did need the instructor beside me, but as he coached me through it at first, I could barely do it. But as it went on, by the end, I was whipping around in this fast car, looking ahead, which is one of the things I talk about, always looking ahead, never right in front of you, always looking ahead. And I walked out of there, and I couldn't believe it. I'm not saying that I'm going to be a confident driver in snow and ice now, but I took that first step to overcoming that fear. So I just wanted to share that story with you, just as that motivation where you're probably not afraid to drive in the snow or ice, but we all have our areas. And one of the big steps to dealing with it is just to step into that space. Step into that space. And as Amy Cuddy, one of my favorite TED Talks of all time, Your Body Language Shapes Who You Are, says, don't fake it till you make it. Fake it until you become it. So I'm faking being a good driver until I become it. All right, everybody, until next time, remember, you could be one conversation away from having anything you want.